Okay, 5.2 is evaluating and graphing polynomial functions. We're only going to do like the first 3 examples today, and then we're going to move on to like the next 3 tomorrow. Okay. So, you have a polynomial. Okay, a polynomial is a monomial or a sum of monomials. A polynomial function is in the function of a base n of x to the n. So basically, polynomial functions, right, are functions like y equals 6, or y equals 6 plus x, or y equals x squared plus 6x plus 2. Those are all polynomial functions. Okay. You have constants, you have linears, you have quadratics, you have cubics, you have quartics. So.
Wow, I don't know any of those words.
Actually, you do. Just
well, I
use your brain.
I don't know what quartics is.
What do you think that means?
Like 4.
A power of 4. See, you can do this.
Yeah.
We see how hard the homework is compared to the actual lesson itself. That determines it.
You know what? Sometimes the lesson seems with you.
So if your degree is 0,
that's what I'm saying. We see how easy
you have a constant. Okay? If your degree is 0, you have a constant function, which is simply f of x equals a. Okay? Equals my constant. Okay? Such as f of x equals negative 14. Just say equals a number. Okay? You have a degree of 1. What type of function do I have if I have just an x in an equation?
1.
Average.
What type of function can you graph? If it said like y equals 2x plus 4.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
Like if you have y equals 2x plus 4, what type of thing are you graphing?
A linear function?
Yeah, a linear. So my type is linear.
Okay, I see that.
Okay, so you have f of x equals a sub base 1 of x plus a sub base 0. Okay. So f of x equals 5x minus 7. Okay, if I have a degree of 2, what type of function do I have? What am I graphing? You've graphed these already this year. Like x squared plus 2x plus 4.
Quadratic.
Quadratic. Okay. So I have a quadratic. Quadratic.
I'm confused on the degrees thing.
What are you confused about?
I think she's saying like if it's just one, like I think degrees like is like the power?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Alright.
What, so the degrees is the power?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Alright, because I was like, is this something we plug in?
Okay. What happens if I have a degree of 3? What type of function do you think that is? Something to the 3rd power is what type of function?
Cubic.
Cubic. Mm-hmm. Cubic.
I didn't think that was like a real thing.
It is a real thing. So f of x equals x cubed minus x squared plus 3x. Remember, on any of these functions, you don't have to have each piece for it to be that function, okay? If I have an x in equation and nothing here, it's still a linear function because there's an x. Mm-hmm. If I have a quadratic function, it's the highest power that tells me. So as long as that highest power is there, it's that type of function. Even if there's not 4 pieces to it, or 3 pieces to it, or 2 pieces to it.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah. If the function has like, it depends what power it is, what type of function it is. So like here's a cubic function, but it doesn't have just the x with it. It has x cubed, x squared, and then it's missing that x factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's still cubic because the highest power is cubic.
Oh.
That's what you're looking for.
I was
I
so
do.
confused at the little numbers at the bottom. I was like, what? And then it took me a little bit. I got it.
Yeah, quartic, quatric. Means I have a power of 4. F of x.
Who made all these functions?
What?
Who made all these
No, they
functions?
need to stop.
Because
They
need
go
to-
with infinite, doesn't.
Oh boy. Can't wait to do one with 10 of them.
Yeah, so it's gonna be on the homework.
Is there one?
Like that's not even that bad, but like.
You're not gonna do one with 10 of them. Stop being over dramatic.
That was a big period.
No, I'm talking to the drama king back there.
Yeah, you are a drama.
Definitely.
Okay, so those are all examples of polynomial functions.
So those are just the
Yes,
like,
yes,
yeah
true.
examples.
Yes.
If it had a
I
degree
like
of
this
0,
discuss.
then it's
Then it's a constant,
I
and
don't
it's
like
just
writing these. I'm running out of space.
oh okay, yeah, that makes more sense now. Me understand.
okay.
Oh, okay. So we can have them without the cubed one and the
Yeah.
squared one. You can jump a few.
Yes.
No, this is one of the things we're
The
gonna have to
higher
memorize.
powered term.
Technically.
Yeah,
I
you'll
know, but I didn't
memorize
know you
it.
could, like, stick
Okay.
ones. For all the other ones, we have like squared.
It's
and
not
then
like
cubed and squared.
something you're going to like sit down and memorize. It will come to you as we continue to go to these.
Let's hope so.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna decide whether the function is a polynomial function, and if so, you're gonna write it in standard form.
So what happens if it's like the example is like worded differently, or not like written differently?
What do you mean? The example's written differently.
Like if the 4 cubed or like the x cubed is like switched with the
Then you're gonna write it in
negative.
standard form, which means you're gonna move it around so that it goes biggest to smallest.
Oh.
Okay. Write it in standard form. State its degree.
So it cannot be no solution. situation.
Correct.
Oh.
State its degree, type, and leading coefficient. Okay, so if I have h of x equals x to the 4th minus 1/4 x squared plus 3. Is this a polynomial function?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, is it in standard form? Meaning, does it go largest to smallest for the,
Yes.
okay. What degree is it?
It's 4.
Good.
And
And
it's
then,
quartic.
what is its, what type? Okay, quartic. And what is its leading coefficient?
1.
Good. That's what's ever in front of here. Okay.
Or so the leading coefficient is whatever is in front of the x or whatever.
Yeah, the highest
So
power.
if it was like 3 to the quartic,
Yeah.
or
Then it
3
would
to
be
the 4th power,
correct.
it'd be 3.
correct.
Wait, so are we gonna have 2 lessons on this or 1?
Drew, I already answered that.
Pay attention.
Okay. You're gonna have 2. Is that a function?
No.
Why do you say no?
It's not in, I don't know what it's
Technically,
called. It's not
actually,
in like
wasn't it-
order.
Well, it can be a function and not be in standard form. We can put it in
I
standard
mean,
form.
Oh.
you could put it in standard form.
So is it
So
a
yes.
function?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it's a function. Okay.
So technically will anything be a function?
Nope. We'll get to some of
You would
that.
have to.
Oh,
You would have to.
How do
put
you write this in standard form?
G of x equals pi x squared.
Good. Equals pi x squared, because that's the highest coefficient, or highest power, then what?
Plus 7x
Good.
minus radical.
radical 3.
Okay, what
Negative
is my
radical.
degree?
Quadratic.
Well, not what type, what's the degree?
Two.
2.
What type is it now?
Quadratic.
And then what is my leading coefficient?
Pi. 3 pound.
Good. Okay, let's try this. F of x equals 5x squared plus 3x to negative 1 minus x. Is that a function?
Yes. You have
No.
to.
Well,
You
yeah,
have to,
yeah,
you have to rearrange.
Why would you have to rearrange it?
Negative.
Because
Negative 1 power.
That's not higher than 2.
But would you have to change the
isn't it in the equation? Isn't there technically a 1 or a 0 in that x? Instead of x. So when you want to put that in front of.
Nope. No. This is not a polynomial function. Because it has a negative in the exponent spot. I cannot have negatives in my exponent spot for them to be polynomial functions.
Okay.
It is not a whole number, okay?
So then, so just write not.
Because I would have to change this into a fraction, right? Because I have a negative exponent. That's not a whole number. So it's not a polynomial function.
So then on the test, our quiz
what
will say not a function.
Yep.
What about the first one that we did? That one's a fraction.
What are you talking about?
But that wasn't. No.
What
it
for-
didn't have
Oh.
it didn't have
That's
a
the
negative.
leading coefficient. It depends.
Oh.
It
But you have
only
a negative
depends.
exponent.
Oh, okay.
It only depends on the exponent, okay, not the coefficient. What about k of x equals x plus 2 to the x minus 0.6x squared? Is that a function? Is that a polynomial function?
Yes.
Hold on. What is x? What is x plus? Is that just 1? Or
What?
Put into the
x plus
exponent x.
2x.
You mean 2 to the
Or
x
2
power?
to the x power. What is it?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be 1?
It's not necessarily 1 because there's what's up there. What is that x? What type of? It's not a number. What is it?
So,
It's a variable.
yeah.
Can you have variables in
Oh, no,
your-
you can't.
thing in your exponents
No.
for it to be a function?
No.
No. All of our types and all of our forms have numbers. Yes.
So then it's not a.
So it's not a polynomial function.
Thank goodness, because that would be very confusing.
I mean, it's still. Okay.
Drew's like, if I can stop, we're good. Okay, so it's not a function.
So those are the only two that kind of are the ones that are mainly. Not
So for something to be a polynomial function, it has to have a whole number in the power spot. A whole number.
And then.
Whole.
So it can't be a fraction. And,
It can't be, I can't have a negative exponent because then it turns to a fraction. Okay. Yeah, it has to just be a whole number. There's not gonna, a fraction is, no, it's not. Yeah, I can't have fractions because that means I'm taking like a square root or a cube root of something, okay?
Wait, so if it was a fraction, it would still be not polynomial.
Correct. Okay.
I agree.
And then last thing we're gonna go over today, well, we have two things and then we'll be done, because that was example 1. Now we're gonna do this.
That was just the first
Use direct substitution.
Oh no, not this again.
I told you it wasn't going away.
It should. It really should.
Substitution
We should
is
fire
easy.
it.
Yeah, see?
We should fire it.
I did fire everything.
I agree with this, Peter.
It's not hard.
It just takes forever.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know what the problem is to know if it's gonna take to forever.
Last unit took forever. the steps.
Yes.
That's
For
that's
the last
right.
equation,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
To come up with a equation. 2x to the fourth
That took forever.
So,
Yes.
minus 5x cubed
Took longer than what it should
yeah, and then
minus
the answer was
4x
like
plus
really
8.
have. Should have been like.
I was like, I did it wrong. I did it wrong the first time.
Okay, what do you think we're going to do right now? When it says use direct substitution to solve.
We're gonna substitute
Uh-huh.
x with 3.
Okay, so I have 2, 3 to the fourth, minus 5 times 3 cubed, minus 4 times 3, right? Plus 8. Okay, you're going to probably need a calculator to do that. Let's see, 162 minus 135 minus 12 plus 8, 23. So Drew, can you handle doing direct substitution?
Fine, I don't have a problem with that. It's when
That's easy,
Yes.
but on the homework it's gonna be hard.
No, it won't. It will be like that. Your direct substitution will not be harder than that.
There's
Now,
gonna be a point where we need
we're
to
going
find
to
X.
use synthetic substitution.
Is there gonna be a point where we need to find X?
Okay.
Like when you do like
No,
steps to
Not
find,
on
or
this.
is it always gonna give you X?
it's always going to give you an X.
Okay, that's
a substitution. That sounds.
Use synthetic substitution to solve, and we're going to solve the same problem. F of x equals 2x to the fourth minus 5x cubed minus 4x plus 8 when x is 3. Okay, so that we can show you how to set it up compared to that. So if they want synthetic substitution, this is what I have to do. I have to look at my powers. I go 4, 3. Do I have anything where 2 is?
No.
No, so I'm going to have to put what when I get to that? I'm going to have to put placeholder. What's a good placeholder number? 0. Okay, so when I set up synthetic substitution, I'm going to come and look at all of these leading coefficients. So I'm going to say 2, negative 5. I'm going to put a 0 because there's no squared. Negative 4 and 8. And you make this little box thing like this. Okay. On the outside, you put what x equals. Okay.
Wait, so
It's very easy. Okay.
This looks very
can
So-
you repeat?
Take the leading coefficients. Okay, leading coefficients, and set up your box. Placeholders, a placeholder of 0 if it skips a power. And then step 3 is on the outside of the box goes what x equals. And then step 4, bring down the first number. So I'm going to bring down this 2. Okay. And then from there you are multiplying, then add.
So you multiply everything by 3 and you add all of them together?
In a second. Well, I'll show you. Until you get to the end. Okay. So you're going to say 2 times 3, which is
6.
and then I'm adding.
Oh.
-5 and 6 is,
1,
and then I'm saying 1 times 3 is,
3,
0 plus 3 is, 3 times 3 is,
9,
9 minus 4 is, 5.
5,
5 times 3 is, and what's 15 plus 8?
23.
Boom, there's your answer.
So, direct substitution is just less steps, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I don't have to plug all of this into my calculator because sometimes I could
Wait.
have a power of like 67. That would be crazy, right? Like, so if I did this, it'd be easier.
Wait, so if it's the same problem and it asks you to use direct substitution or synthetic, would you get the same answer for both?
Yes, if you don't get the same answer, you've done something wrong. Let's practice one more synthetic.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, I do
That's
see.
cool.
Okay, let's practice one more synthetic. For f of x equals 5x cubed. Okay. Plus 3x squared minus x plus 7, and x is going to equal 2. How would I set this up?
You would be leading coefficients instead of the box.
Okay.
So it'd be 5, 3, 0. Oh, negative 1.
-1, good, and
7.
good. And then what goes out here?
2.
Now, what's my first step after
Bring
that?
the 5 down.
Bring down the 5, and then what do I do?
Multiply.
So 5 times 2 is,
10. Then you add
okay, so you get,
13.
13.
and then 13 times 2 is,
26.
and then I get,
25.
and 25 times 2 is,
50.
and then I get,
57.
boom, answer.
I like this.
Now, if
See, this is
This
is
how
easy.
can you tell whether if
This
which
is
one is right or wrong? So if your substitution is direct substitution, is that always going to be like the answer that's always right, where people don't mess up?
As long as you multiply and then add right, you're not going to mess up, okay? So those are the 3 things we are going to practice tonight on our homework, okay?